Welcome to another inspiring episode of the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host, Maheen, and today we have a special focus on the Women's Enterprise Organizations of Canada, of Canada's National Loan Program. Joining us is Alison Kirkland, the CEO of WEOC, a true leader in the women's entrepreneurial ecosystem. Alison has been at the helm of WEOC since 2019 and has played a pivotal role in guiding its growth and impact. She oversees a remarkable $30 million WEOC National Loan Program, which was announced by the Government of Canada in 2022. This program provides funding and essential support services to entrepreneurs as they embark on their business journeys. But that's not all today. We have a unique treat. We're joined by Marcede Sebelius, an entrepreneur who recently opened a café in Winnipeg called Lavanada with the support of a WEOC loan. Marcede's personal journey and experience with the program will shed light on how it has transformed her business. So whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, an established business owner, or simply someone interested in empowering women in business, today's episode is for you. We'll delve into the objectives, achievements, and the future aspirations of the WEOC National Loan Program. Let's jump into our conversation with Alison Kirkland, the CEO of WEOC, and Marcede Sebelius, an entrepreneur whose story will inspire us all. Hi, Alison. On behalf of Canadian SME, I'd like to welcome you to our Small Business Podcast. How are you today?
I am great, and I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for having me.
Very pleased to have you with us this afternoon. Now, Alison, for our listeners who may not be familiar with the WEOC National Loan Program, could you briefly explain its objectives and its inspiration behind its creation?
Absolutely. So, women entrepreneurs typically have challenges accessing capital. Not typically, but many have challenges. And so, for many years, there's organizations supporting women entrepreneurs across Canada. Some of them have access to capital, have their own loan funds. Not all of them do. And we wanted to make this capital accessible to women entrepreneurs across the country. So that was the inspiration. And the idea really is to look at lending a little bit different for women entrepreneurs. And so the goal is really to reduce the barriers. So we take really a holistic approach to lending to women entrepreneurs. We look at the business plan, the projections, all of those things, and make a decision based on the whole picture, not just credit score or financial history or security, those sorts of things. We really look at the potential of the business and the entrepreneur and where strengths lie, and hopefully we can reduce some of the barriers and help them to get started, because it's really hard to start or grow a business without capital. And so we really wanted to make sure that women entrepreneurs could take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves.
Thank you so much, Alison, for the overview. Now, 1 year into the WEOC National Loan Program, can you share some of the highlights and milestones achieved? How many women entrepreneurs have benefited from the program so far?
Yeah, so we're not quite a year old. I think we'll be celebrating our first year in a couple of weeks. But in that time, we have supported more than 80 women-owned businesses. We've dispersed more than $3 million to businesses across the country. And so as we work through the processes, and we're continually looking at how we're doing what we're doing, and how we continue to streamline and reduce barriers and make it as accessible as possible.
Now, Alison, every initiative has its set of learning experiences. Looking back at the past year, what are some key insights or revelations you've gathered that can shape the future direction of the program?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think one of the things that surprised me a little bit was just the fact that these are not all startup businesses. We're supporting about 50% of the clients are starting, and 50% are at the growth stage. So, and they're also looking for significant amounts of money. So we do financing up to $50,000. And so our average loan amount is quite significant. It's more than $45,000 is sort of our general average. So So, women need the capital, and, they're undertaking some really significant projects. So those were certainly revelations for us. The other part is that it's provided us with an opportunity to start to gather sort of anonymous data and look at where the trends are, where we're seeing businesses starting, industry size, all sorts of things, location. So we're just trying to filter through that information, that first year of information, and really get a clear picture of what's gone on in the last 12 months.
Mm-hmm. Now, as the financing remains one of the most daunting challenges for entrepreneurs, especially for women, how does the WEOC National Loan Program specifically address and mitigate these barriers for women entrepreneurs?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it comes back to just the holistic approach. And we look at the whole business, not just, financial projections, or not just credit score, or, not just history or experience. We really look at the whole business plan, the direction for the future, the capabilities of the entrepreneur, and really work with that. There's so many factors that influence the success of a business, and so you can't isolate them and just address one thing or another. We have loan fund partners across the country, and they're working with the clients or with the entrepreneurs to really help them get to the stage where they're ready to launch or grow their businesses, take advantage of the opportunities, and do that as successfully as possible.
Great.
So really prepared for those opportunities, and preparing for the business situation at hand.
Now, it's quite evident that, WEOC National Loan Program has made significant strides, especially during its first year, and, in breaking down barriers and supporting women entrepreneurs in their endeavors. And we look forward to witnessing its continued success and growth. Now, Alison, we understand that you brought along a very special guest today, one of the loans recipients for the program. We have Sadie from Spreads by Sadie. Welcome, Sadie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Very excited to hear more about your journey. Could you share with our listeners your personal journey and experience with the WEOC National Loan Program? How has it transformed your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So my first business was Spreads by Sadie, and that's a food industry business here in Manitoba. And that actually led me to starting up a cafe here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, called Lavanada. And that business is the one that WEOC actually helped me out with. And yeah, this idea of having a cafe and this goal of having a cafe in Winnipeg has been a goal of mine for years. I think it's been about 5 years that it's been, just in the back of my mind and just waiting for it to kind of happen. Not with a lot of work behind it, of course. So yeah, this year, 2023 came along, and the opportunity came to me, and, first things first, I was like, okay, where do I get this money? How do I fund this project? How do I fund this business? Having a brick and mortar location for a business is something that was very new to me, and I understood would take a lot of capital to make that happen. So luckily enough, I was introduced to WEOC through WECM here in Manitoba, so Women's Enterprise Center. So yeah, I didn't even know that WEOC was brand new. So I'm honored to be a part of that, the growth of WEOC, and to be one of those, I guess, one of the first recipients. So yeah, I definitely could not have done it without them. I'm very grateful that I've had the opportunity to work with them. And I really wanted to touch on one of the points that Alison made. And when she said that they take a very holistic approach to helping these women entrepreneurs out, because that is something that I really felt throughout that process and working with them. So yeah, very grateful for that approach that they take, and again, couldn't have done it without them. So yeah, I've been building Lavanda since I've been working on it since January this year in 2023, and we just opened our doors at the end of August. So it's been quite the journey, but yeah, very grateful for the whole experience, and it's growing up from here. So very excited for what's to come.
We wish you continued success, Sadie, and I hope your experience encourages others to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams. Now, coming back to Alison, given the successes and learnings from the first year, what are your aspirations for the WEOC National Loan Program in the coming years? And on a final note, are there any new initiatives or expansions in the pipeline that our audience of entrepreneurs should be looking forward to?
Yeah, it's been a great year, and we just want to do more. So continuing to broaden the awareness about the opportunity, to support more women entrepreneurs. And so our goal really is to ensure that women in every region have access to this fund. So we currently have loan fund partners in 7 provinces. So Alberta, BC, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Newfoundland, and Nova Scotia. And so we're looking to add loan fund partners. We'd love to have them in PEI and New Brunswick, and of course, Northern Canada in Nunavut, Yukon, and the Northwest Territories. So those are plans we're working on for the coming year. Just ensuring that women have the supports to continue to start and grow their businesses. It's hugely valuable, and we're just so pleased to be able to participate with them in this journey.
Thank you, Alison, for providing us with such valuable insights into the WEOC National Loan Program and its impact on women entrepreneurs in our community. I mean, it's so evident that your dedication to empowering women in business is truly commendable. And of course, a special thank you to Sadie for sharing her personal journey and experience as a loan recipient, and Sadie's stories and inspiration to many aspiring entrepreneurs out there. And on behalf of Canadian SME team, I'd love to thank you both for joining and dedicating your time today with us, and sharing all your resources so that they can take full advantage of. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
And that brings us to the end of this enlightening episode of the Canadian SME Small Business Magazine. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our remarkable guests, Alison Kirkland and Marcede Sebelius, an aspiring entrepreneur. Before we conclude, we'd like to express our appreciation to our partners who make this podcast special. A special thank you to our exclusive banking partner, RBC, our exclusive shipping partner, UPS, and our exclusive accounting software partner, Xero. Your support is instrumental in bringing you these empowering discussions. If you found this episode inspiring and want to stay updated on everything related to women entrepreneurs, please subscribe to our podcast. We welcome your feedback and questions, so don't hesitate to reach out. To all the entrepreneurs out there, remember that access to capital and support services can be transformative for your business, just as it was for Marcede. The WEOC National Loan Program is a beacon of hope, and its future is bright. Thank you for joining us today, and until next time, stay inspired and keep thriving in your entrepreneurial endeavors. This is Maheen signing off.